Ouvir assédios quando sai na rua, sempre. O meu corpo fica vulnerável a quem queira falar o que quer falar, sabe?
For goodness sake, we need to get out the message of what means no.
I have been raped and I have been sought out. I have been followed.
Kweganoge okuranga byemuyombye bikoseza n'obwongo bw'abaana so ekintu ky'obutabanguko maka twagalira ddala kidde ku zero.
Parce qu'on accepte, on apprend à accepter des choses qu'il ne faudrait pas accepter dès la petite enfance. Il n'y a pas plus patriarcal qu'une mère.
When I say I'm the citizen of this country, men or women, it makes no difference. The Constitution gives me the power. If there is violence, then it's a violation of my human rights. It's a violation of my dignity. It's a violation of my right to life.
Pour moi, la violence, c'est des manques de respect envers les droits d'autrui. Parce que si tu respectes quelqu'un, tu ne peux pas abuser ses droits.
There's not a good story here, actually. I think that women who have suffered abuse, historically, the evidence has been against them. And certainly when I was younger and I was grappling with some of these issues myself, I felt that the cards were stacked against me. And that the first conclusion that anyone was going to make was that I had somehow encouraged what had happened to me.
Bah ouais, comme dans tous les pays d'Europe, hein, c'est un problème. C'est eux qui ont un problème, les hommes en général, c'est eux qui agressent. Donc c'est plutôt au niveau du machisme.
En même temps, le viol, souvent les filles aguichent aussi, quoi. Faut le dire. Genre, tout le monde, il y a des tenues aguicheuses et tout ça, voilà. Moi, je vois, j'ai vécu longtemps au Moyen-Orient. Les femmes sont voilées. Bon, bah voilà, la moitié peinard.
A partir do momento que ela é invadida, que ela é abusada, que ela é agredida, que ela tem seus movimentos perdidos ali por um homem que está agredindo e tentando neutralizar ela para abusar do corpo dela como se ela fosse uma mercadoria, eu acho que isso é indiferente de como ela estava se vestindo e como ela estava se comportando. Eu tenho um amigo que usa essa expressão, nós somos olhados como carnes num açougue por leões.
I think that this is hugely problematic because a woman should be able to go out when she wants, wearing what she wants, drink as little or as much as she wants, and not have to worry about maybe being raped at some point during the evening.
Le viol contre les femmes. Pourquoi? C'est un sujet qui concerne tout le monde, parce que moi, j'ai été accusé d'agression, alors que j'ai jamais agressé personne, mais enfin, je crois que ce sujet, on le balance à tout le monde, et puis prends-le dans la gueule, si t'es pas assez costaud, tu t'en remets pas. Si t'es assez costaud comme moi, tu essaies de t'en remettre, parce que quand tu te mets ça dans la gueule, je te jure que tu prends fort. Pour l'État, la femme, c'est un produit de consommation, c'est tout.
I think the media has so much to answer for with regards to the sexualization of women and reducing women to mere body parts. I think if we think of any degrading song lyrics about women or women in music videos or in films or models who are largely treated as hypersexualized beings.
This depiction of women as weak, less important or less able than men, the depiction of women as objects makes it easier to devalue them. And then beating them, harassing them, raping them becomes much less of a big deal.
បើសិនជាមានមនុស្សម្នាក់ដែលត្រូវគេរំលោភនៅក្នុងប្រទេសរបស់ខ្ញុំគឺគាត់ទី1គាត់មានផលវិបាកទី1គឺគាត់ខូចអនាគតគាត់បាក់ទឹកចិត្ត
It's notoriously been a part of the legal process that has been handled poorly, and to be honest, the amount of shame and fear of exposure, fear of talking about things that are deeply personal is something that never in your wildest imagination would you want the public to know about. The worst thing about that is that drives the number of incidents and the common occurrence of these incidents underground, and so nobody's aware of it. And that's why everybody seems so surprised by the number of women that are coming forward now. What's shocking is that it's taken so long.
When I got this problem, I didn't really know who to talk to. Like, I can't really talk to my family because they will get like a bit disappointed and ashamed because of me. I also cannot talk to my friends either because it's really shameful. If your friend tell other people, it's gonna be like a big deal. Yeah, and I kept it myself in a long time, and yeah, I could not express myself or tell anybody about what happened to me like at all. I have to live with it.
La dénonciation n'est pas une pratique très fréquente. En fait, les femmes ne connaissent pas leurs droits. Sans même savoir qu'en réalité que c'est une violence dont elles sont victimes, parce que c'est quelque chose qui est ancré culturellement, accepté par tout le monde, de sorte que ça ne leur pose pas problème. C'est dans l'ordre naturel en fait des choses pour elles.
Essa minha amiga, ela foi abusada dos 4 aos 6 anos por um primo, dos 6 aos 21 pelo pai. E quando ela me contou, ela falava que, Maura, pelo amor de Deus, me ouve porque as pessoas, quando eu começo a contar, quando eu começo a me desabafar, as pessoas não querem ouvir.
En général, quand une personne a subi des abus sexuels, elle est rejetée parce que on considère qu'elle n'a plus de valeur, qu'elle n'a plus d'importance, qu'elle ne mérite même plus d'ailleurs sa place dans la société. Et voilà pourquoi beaucoup de personnes qui ont subi de tels outrages soit se replient, soit deviennent elles-mêmes porteuses de violences. Et il y a quelque chose à faire, il y a matière à faire parce qu'il y a des souffrances qui sont tues et qui ont besoin d'être exprimées y prises en compte.
Nunca es tarde para denunciar, a pesar del tiempo que haya pasado. Siempre vale la pena, aunque te sientas cuestionada por la gente. Nunca intentes convencerte de que es más fácil dejarlo pasar.
Aujourd'hui, on parle encore d'harcèlement sexuel, de mariage forcé ou de mutilation génitale. La question que je me pose est de savoir si vraiment tous les hommes naissent libres et égaux devant la loi telle que stipulée par la Déclaration universelle des droits de l'homme.
Comme si c'était quelque chose de naturel que l'homme était supérieur à la femme. Donc on parle du sexe faible, etc. Et qu'il y a aussi une histoire de rapport de force physique, tout simplement. Donc les femmes ont eu beaucoup de mal à faire entendre leur voix par une histoire de pouvoir, de force, voire même physique.
Just power.
Yeah, men feel more powerful.
Male power, entrenched institutions that favour male power. It's right through society. It's in everything we do. It's how we talk to women. It's how we recognise women's achievements.
So the patriarchy is so much there that it goes into everything. So the roles are divided, as men and women. So what roles are expected by male are not expected by female. So tomorrow if I take the role of man, the whole community will say, you are not a man, or have you become man?
What people have an idea that any educated girl is empowered, whereas it is not so. If a man has to work here, he doesn't have to worry about where a child will stay once he leaves the job. But if a woman has to work, she will have to worry about those things. They don't have the right to make their own decisions. This has to be changed. And for this, more than the woman, the man has to be educated.
Cette domination masculine, ça aboutit en fait à ça finalement. Parce qu'on accepte, on apprend à accepter des choses qu'il ne faudrait pas accepter dès la petite enfance en fait. Il n'y a pas plus patriarcal qu'une mère.
We have son preference. We don't want daughters. Daughters are eliminating in the womb itself. So if we don't want daughters, then how the equality will come? If school and college education is reinforcing the patriarchy, then it's very difficult. Because they are reinforcing. Nobody wants that women should be an independent human being. When I say I am the citizen of this country, men or women, it makes no difference. The Constitution gives me the power. If there is violence, then it's a violation of my human rights. It's a violation of my dignity. It's a violation of my right to life.
जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के ज़िम्मेदार शुरुआत से हमारे माँ बाप भी हो सकते हैं, टीचर भी हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारी सोच में वही ढाला गया कि लड़की को अलग रखा जाए और लड़के को अलग रखा जाए। हम बचपन से यही सीखते आ रहे हैं, हमें उसको बदलने की ज़रूरत है।
लोग कहते हैं कि लड़कियां छोटे कपड़े पहनती हैं, लड़कियां लड़कों को उकसाती हैं।
There has to be less fear about this topic, and inbuilt into those discussions has to be discussions about what is respectful, what is correct, what is the way that we want to behave towards the people around us. And for goodness sake, we need to get out the message of what means no.
Je pense qu'il faudrait que les femmes soient un peu plus révoltées, voilà, un peu plus qu'on soit un peu plus solidaires nous entre les femmes.
हम सभी अगर नहीं लड़ते हैं, नहीं बोलते हैं, सह लेते हैं चुपचाप बैठे बैठे, तो हम खुद ही हैं पहले तो। नहीं, सबके बारे में बोल रहे भाई, आप कुछ तो बोलो, महिलाएं, हाँ, आप कुछ कहीं आवाज उठाओगे तो आपको कोई तो सपोर्ट करेगा।
Il faut que l'on ait le courage d'entendre l'atrocité qui est cachée derrière ce mot. Il faut qu'on ait le courage d'accompagner la personne qui a subi cela, parce qu'elle a sa place, ce n'est pas sa faute.
Here today in this place under the sun while being sick, I read the news taking place in the same sun. Sense of time binds women, and while the same moon will greet us, past land and skies and seas between us.